obviously. Not really. I mean, the game really comes down to turnovers. If you look at it, I mean, you got two offenses that before the game were two of the top offenses in the Big 12. There's 10 yards difference in production. The difference is we turn the ball over 5 times, they turn it over 3 times. We won't turn it. Everybody talks about finishing the game or whatever, and yeah, that's fine and dandy. We won't turn the ball over. We win by 2 touchdowns because we gave them 2 touchdowns, turning the ball over. To me, that's the point. People are missing the point of the whole game, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But the turnovers were the deciding factor in the game. So we got to hold on to the ball. We got to protect the ball.
Aside from the turnovers, you were happy with the offensive production?
No, I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
No, I was just asking. No, I was asking you.
No, I was not happy. It's very, very below average production. I think that what I said, just pay attention, is both offenses before the game were probably 2 of the best offenses in the Big 12 statistically, right? I said both offenses produced around the same. I think it was 10 yards difference in the 2 offenses. I think if you ask their coaches, they would say they didn't perform very well on offense either. I didn't say we performed well on offense. I think both teams performed below average on offense. I just said it was about the same on both sides. I thought both defenses played extremely well. The difference in the game was we turned the ball over 5 times. The words great on offense never came out of my mouth.
I never said you said you were great on offense. I was asking you, Shannon.
Was the way you asked.
Do you think Trickett was a little bit taken aback by the idea that they have the different coverages on each side, the way the 4-2-5 is set up?
It was probably they got some pressure on us. They were caving the edges down, and so as the game went on, it started getting more and more apparent that we were having some issues protecting, and so the last 3 or 4 times we did try to drop back and throw it, bad things happened. We could have turned it over about 8 times, really. We fumbled it and got back on it, and then we threw it through a safety's hands one time because we were trying to get rid of the ball because of some pressure. So we got to do a better job protecting, and we got to do a better job of trusting. There were times protection was good, and we were a little antsy in getting out of there, and so we got to do a better job at quarterback of trusting the protection, because there were times we could have sat in there and we had open guys and we didn't, and so they go hand in hand. I mean, protection and comfort with the protection go hand in hand. But I do. I mean, I'll give TCU a lot of credit that game. I mean, they played extremely well. I thought they would play well on defense. They covered well, and then they got pressure with 4 guys, and so that's tough, I mean, there's always things you would do different in a game. I've watched every game in my whole career on Sunday and said, well, I wish I would have done this, this, and this. You guys have the luxury of making decisions after the game about what we did or didn't do. We don't have that luxury. And so we have to make decisions through the course of the game. There's always time. Every game I've ever coached, you look back and say, man, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have done that. And that's the case in games you win and lose.
Well, with that in mind, was there any, I would say, second guessing, revisiting the play calling and some of the choices made in the fourth quarter?
There is in every game.
But specifically the fourth quarter.
Well, I mean, I wish we would have executed well in the fourth quarter. I mean, if we'd have threw the ball 10 more times in the fourth quarter, there's a chance we'd have got beat by 20 points. If that's what people wanted, then that's fine. In my opinion, I don't really second guess what we did, more of what the execution of what we did. I mean, could we have taken some more chances? Yeah, but when we were backed up on the 10, I wasn't. I don't know if anybody in here felt real comfortable about doing it backed up there. When we had the ball at midfield, yeah, probably could have done some things there to try to get a first down, and we didn't. And so, we punted, and then it didn't work out for us. So, I mean, there's always deals through the course of the game. I think the biggest part of the whole game is looking at it as, we need to get Kevin and those outside guys involved more in what we're doing. I mean, defenses are focusing on those guys and doing a good job of trying to take them away and make us go to other things. We have to do a better job, in my opinion, of coaches, of being a little more creative, getting those guys involved. And so that was more second guessing on my end, looking at it Sunday, than what transpired at the end. I mean, there's things, if it would have worked out, we'd be sitting here saying, well, it's awesome. Golly, y'all called a run play on that situation and got the first down, and you ran out the clock, which happened in the Oklahoma State game. It didn't happen this game, so, I mean, it's easy to look back and say, yeah, that play didn't work, we shouldn't have ran it. You know, that's easy. I mean,
How do you get more creative? Dana said the same thing. Get more creative and get Kevin involved. I mean, when you have a weapon like that, and for 2 weeks in a row, people are obviously making a point of taking him away. What can you guys do to get him more involved in the game?
well, I mean, we've had good receivers in the past, and we've been creative. You know, I mean, I think getting him the ball underneath. There's a lot of ways to get him the ball underneath, and we have to focus on that a little better. I mean, we can do a better job of being a lot more creative with him. I mean, if I gave you specifics, I would be giving it away to a lot of people, wouldn't I?
Is it also, I mean, on other guys to step up then too?
It is,
When,
and I think that's the emphasis we've been making these last 2 weeks when we've been seeing a lot of, okay, let's take those guys away. Our emphasis as coaches have been more of, look, other people have to step up, and that's true. But that can't be. You can't just abandon stuff that we've been doing good, because I mean, there's a fine line there. I mean, offensively, we want to be an offense that takes advantage of what the defense is giving you. Well, if you do that, then you will let them take away certain things. So at some point, we have to stick to doing that. If you look at how games transpire through the course of the year, I mean, there's times where you throw it 50 times and there's times where you throw it 30, and so, I mean, that's just the ebb and flow of the game.
Looking at these guys, do they get pressure without bringing extra people? Can they get it just?
Yeah, they can. I mean,